Hi, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rihanna, and welcome back to Fresh Off the Broke.
Fresh Off the Broke is about personal experiences growing up Asian American in a predominantly white community, Asian media, and Asian pop culture in general. Race has always been a sensitive topic. Every day there are debates over race. With our podcast, we intend to shed light on the experiences of first-generation Asian immigrants, not put them on a pedestal.
We understand that race isn't everything, but there should be an acknowledgement of people of color, the knowledge gap, and the racial divide that will ideally be broken. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the episode. Today we'll be discussing our stories of being lost in translation.
And when we say lost in translation, we mean literally lost.
Yes. We have no clue what was going on.
Lost beyond our wildest dreams. Now, so what do we actually mean when we say lost in translation? Today we'll be discussing crazy and funny, well, depending on who's on the receiving end, stories regarding us translating for our immigrant parents.
That's it.
That's the episode. Bye.
Bye.
The first thing that I think of when I think of the phrase lost in translation is me having to call up helpline or hotline for banks and like phone companies, because my parents, even though they do offer Chinese helplines for banks and other companies, they refuse to use them unless it's the last resort. Like, I'm so busy that they actually can't get to me. I don't mean, when I say get to me, I don't mean we live in separate places. I just mean I can't take the time to help them in completing that task. And the thing is, when you call banks, you actually have to be the card holder or the account holder, at least for most of the cases when I'm calling. Once they find out, or as soon as they know that you're not, insert name of my parents.
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't even say, oh, I can't talk to you anymore since you're not the person, if they're there. Actually, I don't think anyone's ever asked me if they were there. Most of the time they just say, sorry, we can't talk anymore, just hangs up on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that. That's like incredibly unprofessional.
Yeah, it is so annoying because, like, my parents, especially my dad, when I have to help him call for something, he won't be next to me when I'm calling with his information and stuff. I have to get all his papers or whatever and have it in my room and be with my phone while he's, I don't know, lying down somewhere. And then I'll go through all the logistics. And then, I mean, if I get that far, because most of the time I don't. But if I get far enough, and then they somehow realize that I'm not my dad or whatever, or even just in the beginning they find out, they actually just cut me off. Some people, they do it more politely and they say, oh, I can't talk to you anymore, sorry, bye. Some of them, they just, I don't know, in a rush to me. Actually, here in Canada, you have hourly wages. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know they would just hang up. I thought that they would at least be like, explain why, you know?
Oh, they do. They just hang up immediately after, a lot of them.
Okay.
They say, oh, unfortunately, I can't continue talking to you further since this is confidential information, blah, blah, blah. You're not the account holder. Which, you know what? Good on you for being so strict about security. Thank you for not letting me scam my phone. Not that I was going to do that. Not that I was going to do that, I promise. And it's just, the frustrating thing isn't even that. It's that my parents, they will rush me or complain that I'm not done quick enough. Or sometimes, right after the person hangs up, they'll walk over and say, are you done yet?
Oh my god.
And I'll just be here in immense pain.
Yeah.
Especially sometimes, your call doesn't even go through. So you wait maybe an hour or a hour just to get hung up on.
Oh my god. That's frustrating, man.
All the first-gen kids are punching the air right now.
Oh my god. God damn. I never had to do, like, luckily for me, I've never had to, like, do anything serious like that, especially because my parents are, like, I don't know why they're so strict with stuff like this, because I'm not that type of kid who will literally, like, just use my debit card to buy something online, but they, like, I have, like, no access to any of my banking information, and I just have no idea about any of that stuff because my parents do all of it. Like, they just take over all of it.
Uh-huh.
Like, I literally have to tell them, or I have to ask them, can I use my debit card right now? You know?
Yeah.
So, and considering the fact that I now have my own job, and I have, like, income, and I have my own money on there, like, what the, okay, but anyways, for me, it's mostly, what I have to do is translate for my mom's Facebook post, which is very different to, like, serious banking information, you know?
When you say Facebook post, you mean posts she comes across, or you're drafting posts for her?
Both.
Uh-huh.
So she's very much like a Facebook mom. She loves commenting and all that, you know, just those people. So on her comments, she'll ask me, "Oh, Rihanna, like, is this correct English if I say this?" And usually I will, being the terrible child that I am, just laugh at first.
Oh
Because it's hard
my gosh.
not to. I'm sorry, okay? It's kind of funny. And she knows that I laugh at her. Like, it's not coming from a place of me being like, oh my gosh, you don't know English. It's just like me, like, making fun of her because she's my mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, some family, you're so stupid. No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, basically that. But I would never say that because.
Yeah.
But it's more, for me, the best part is when she's making a post, because then she'll, like, it's like longer than a comment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she'll try to say as many things as possible. And I have actually sent Tiffany videos of me, like, I'll record myself while my mom comes into my room and asks, like, Rihanna, is this proper English? And I'll be like, can you read it out to me? And I have sent videos, like 2-minute long videos of me just laughing hysterically while my mom reads out her caption. It's really funny because she's also very cheesy. So, like, I don't know, it's just the combination of her, like, she says it in her best English accent, which makes me laugh even harder because, like, I'm so used to her talking, like, normal, so when she puts on her English accent, I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, that's mostly my thing.
Yeah, my one of my friends, her mom does a similar thing, except rather than drafting the entire caption, it's usually if she has an English word she's using, or if she needs to write down the name of the place she went to in the post, she'll make her daughter look up all the information and then make sure the spelling is right.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, actually, I do remember one you sent me or told me about. It was for Father's Day? Or was it? It was some special day. And your mom wrote this very cheesy message about your dad. It was something about, like, your garden.
Oh, it was probably, like, it probably was just, like, my mom taking photos of my dad in the garden and then her making a whole post about. I think it was the one. Was it the one where I was talking about, like, spinach pie because we kept on making that?
I remember there being food.
Okay, it was probably that. And, like, that was, like, my breaking point. Like, I just cried on my bed for, like, an hour because it was so funny. But yeah, like, that, besides all the Facebook posts and translating for that, another common thing, which I'm sure if there's anyone Filipino listening, another common thing that happens with Filipino parents is that they don't finish their sentences. Wow. They don't finish their sentences.
You can't criticize someone's English and
Stop. I get it from my mom, okay?
Yeah, for shame.
Filipinos do this thing where, well, moms in particular, they'll do this thing where they'll say, "Get me the ano," or "Close the ano," or stuff like that, which is ano means what. So close the what, or like close the thing, or close the, and they won't say.
Yeah,
So
Chinese people do that a lot too.
really,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying Filipino because that's what I like. That's what I see because I'm
No,
Filipino.
yeah, you definitely don't want to speak on the behalf of it.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like I basically grew up guessing what my mom wanted me to do, like, because sometimes she'll be like, "Get me the this pot or this pen," or sometimes it'll be, "Get me my phone," and I have no idea, especially when if she's just sitting at the kitchen table and she says, "Get me the." I don't know if she wants food. I don't know if she wants a plate. I don't know if she wants a napkin, her phone. There's so many things, and like I'm good at guessing now that I'm older, but when I was younger, I remember like getting her multiple things and her being like, "No, that's not what I wanted." And I'm like, "Okay, can you tell me what you want, please?"
Yeah.
And like that's not even sometimes it's not even well, maybe she's trying to say it in English, but sometimes it's not even her saying it in English. She just can't remember what she wants. And I'm supposed to magically remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of magically remembering, actually, wait. There's this TikTok that I saw of this Chinese guy complaining about he was on his way to help his grandmother with like a router installation, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're gonna insert the TikTok. Actually, you're not even gonna hear me say this because we're just gonna cut to it. But
Tell me you were raised in a first-generation immigrant household without explicitly telling me that you were
昨
raised.
天我老婆给我打电话问我，哎，你们那边有网络吗？有啊，怎么了？这边没有啦。So they go and make appointment with Wi-Fi plumber to go 3 to 5, right, for me to go and help. Because of course they couldn't find one who speaks Chinese. No, whole company, not Chinese. 3 in the afternoon, I want to take a nap. How am I even supposed to speak to the guy? How does, like if he tells me, oh, you have to restart the modem, how do I translate restart the modem? What, like 重新启动 what? 网络盒子 Oh, 网络盒子 That could work. They keep texting me, leave the house, go now, it's time to go. Oh my god, 你着什么急啊？我已经出门了。I'm going. I can only go so fast. My travel legs don't have, extra speed like a car. Forbid he uses a word that I don't know in English. Then they're gonna be like, hey, 你不是美国人吗？你怎么不懂啊？ I love my family, I do. I don't mind helping them. It's just frustrating because shit's made inaccessible for them and I'm supposed to bridge that gap? How do I do that alone?
and yeah, honestly, if you think about it, things are made pretty inaccessible for first gen and immigrants in general, especially because there are a lot of organizations or resources that might have different language versions of their services, but sometimes they'll just put it in the fine print,
Yeah, definitely.
For example, with our school board, sometimes when we get important emails, they'll say, "Oh, for more language, translated more language version." Wow, Tiffany. Okay. To see this translated in different languages, check insert link thing, and then I click it, and then I have to navigate through all these very annoying pages just to get to the download link, where it sends me to a download manager, and then I have to enter something. Jesus.
Yeah, it's also just sad on its own because our school board is very diverse.
Is it though?
Well, compared to other school boards around, it's probably the most diverse one,
That's true. Going back to what you were saying about not knowing what to get your mom, I remember in a past episode, it was the Chinese culture, Filipino culture one.
That's an old one.
Comment down below if you've been
No.
If you've been there since I guess that would be day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 3rd episode. We don't have enough episodes for me to start forgetting which ones are which. Anyway, I remember you saying that, well, actually, doesn't matter who said it, that Filipino people, sometimes when they want things, they'll point with their lips.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pretty big meme, right?
Yeah.
It feels weird, though. Obviously, I'm not Filipino, but the idea of saying, hey, can you get me this? And then how do
Yeah.
you... There's no direction, you know what I mean? It's not...
No. There isn't at all.
I'm trying right now. It's like, I can't point at anything. And I dare listeners right now to try it. It just doesn't make sense. You can't... There's no way where it looks like there's an indicated direction.
It's literally like if you were to look at something, that would be clearer than using your lips to point at something.
I need to stop trying this.
I used to do that a lot when I was younger, and then I stopped because I was
Look
like,
so-
what am I doing?
Yeah, when you're little, there are just things that you're curious about, and then you subconsciously try them, and then you realize that
Yeah.
you're doing them. You're like, wait,
Wait, why?
are you doing this? Yeah, this looks weird. I'm gonna stop. Comment down below if you
point.
tried and it worked. You know those not episodes. You know those YouTube videos where people try talking to their partners in a specific language for a whole day?
Oh, yeah.
We should point. I think we should live for a whole day.
Oh my god.
Trying to ask someone.
That's an exercise right there.
Those are some people's lived reality. That is an exercise. It sounds like one of those exercises that people would advertise for you to get like plumper lips or something.
Or like get a nice jawline. Maybe I should do that because I want a better jawline.
You know what? If it works, report back, and we'll make
Yes.
make an episode about it. Just like
We'll change to like daily updates of my jawline.
and just like double eyelid surgery.
Oh god. Can't wait for that episode.
That may or may not be a thing. Never know.
Just wait, y'all. When I have enough money.
I'm gonna vlog it too.
Yeah. It'll be the face reveal, me and my surgery.
Yeah, and then we could be like those. Actually, we're not monetized right now, but we could be like those people that write everything off as a business, the business expense. This trip was a business expense.
Bro. God.
One thing. This isn't necessarily my parents, but back when I used to volunteer at a Chinese school, this is one thing that I genuinely think is the fault of the administration. But for some reason, despite them having, by the way, this Chinese school was for Mandarin classes, specifically Mandarin Chinese. So, you know, there'd be people from non-Mandarin speaking families signing up, as well as people from Mandarin speaking families. Because, you know, since Mandarin, the most spoken Chinese dialect, already Mandarin speaking families want their kids to improve their skills. Non-Mandarin speaking families want them to gain that skill. And so, I was the only volunteer / staff that could speak Cantonese, which I think is a huge problem, not because I'm doing all the work or whatever, but because if I wasn't there, who are they going to talk to? Are they just going to wave their hands and draw pictures? All they got to do is pick up their kid early, please. But yeah, that was a huge thing. And also, I remember one time a fellow volunteer, I don't want to call them my colleague because I feel like that sounds pretentious, someone that I volunteered with, they couldn't speak Mandarin or Cantonese.
Oh, damn.
The only reason why they volunteered there was because a family member weren't there and connection, you know? It happened. It is what it is. Anyway, they were helping a Cantonese speaking person fill out a form, and then they forgot to tell them to sign a specific part, which, you know, renders the whole form useless.
Yeah.
And so I had to run around, like, calling them back to the actual school
Yikes.
While we were in the middle of doing this big, it's not really a concert, but it was a school performance thing, and we already had to set up for that. And then here's me and this other girl running around trying to get this person to sign the missing box on the form. Why did they let her talk to her in the first place?
Literally lost in translation.
She doesn't know any Chinese.
Literally.
No Chinese. Oh my god, man. Maybe they should have just let her file paperwork.
Yeah.
99% of our papers were in English anyway, aside from class material. God.
Yikes.
Oh, do your parents, because I know your parents are more proficient in English than mine. Do they ever make you translate in stores and stuff?
No. Not really. Like, I never really translate in like an actual real life setting. It's only ever like over social media, or maybe if they're reading something online and they're like, what does this mean? And I have to explain it to them. Yeah.
It sounds like they're using you as an add-on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That sums it up. Literally, like, instead of just searching, like, Googling a word, it's like, Rihanna, come here. What does this mean? Also, my mom plays a lot of, like, word games on her phone. So she'll use me for, like, unscramble this word for me so I can pass the level.
That's kind of cute. At the same time, she's cheating, but that's kind of cute.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, honestly, my parents, one, aren't very proficient in English, but at the same time, they don't try to be. They're very... This isn't me trying to trash on my parents. I love them. However, sorry for wording it that way. I don't know how else to word it. They're the type of people with very fixed mindsets, so if they think they can't do something or they just don't want to be able to do something, they won't ever. So, for example, my mom, she used to take English classes, and even when she took English classes, she would make me do like some of her homework for her in a way. Like, from when she has to watch videos, I would have to tell her the words. Which, here's the thing. I know some kids do that too, when they're younger, but as a fully grown adult. And it's kind of funny because if I did that, I'd get in trouble, and also they wouldn't know because no education, And so because my parents also don't make an effort to know English, whenever they want help at a store or something, even if it's the easiest, simplest question, hey, is this on sale? Hey, is whatever, do you know where this is? They know how to say it, but they don't want to because they're too lazy. So they just make me, even if I'm in the middle of something. And you know what? It is what it is, man. If it's not necessarily it kind of inconveniences me if I'm in the middle of something important, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do it for them, it would be the end of the world because I'd be yelled at for hours straight. Okay, maybe not hours straight, but for a long time.
Yeah.
And my parents also, not to make this a little dark, but whenever my parents get mad at me, sometimes they'll just say, oh, this is actually, my dad says this more than my mom does. Oh, I never should have came here.
My God.
You know what? If it were up to me, I wouldn't ask you. And the thing is, this isn't me retaliating or fighting, saying, why can't you just learn English? This isn't it. This is me saying, hey, I have 5 tests tomorrow. Can you please just call the Chinese hotline yourself and ask them, or ask someone you know to help you? I genuinely can't help you right now. Can we do this tomorrow? And the thing is, a lot of times I'll try to name a date or name a time to do it later, And then my dad just goes on and does that.
Yeah.
Trips me.
I've definitely heard that before.
Yeah, we did say crazy/funny story, so I guess actually this is neither crazy or funny. I guess it's bad. Anyway.
Yeah, I think the thing to take away from this episode is just be patient with immigrants because,
even if they're not patient with you.
Yeah, be the bigger man in these situations because maybe, okay, Tiffany, maybe this isn't for you, but like most people are trying to learn English and are just struggling to have,
Oh yeah, my parents.
No, I'm not calling out your parents. I'm just saying.
Okay, call them out. They won't know.
Oh my god.
They literally won't know. They don't want to know English.
Yeah. But yeah, just be kind to immigrants. Don't get mad because getting mad at someone who doesn't know English, literally nothing will happen from that. You think they're magically gonna know all of a sudden? No.
Yeah, especially with employees. If you're talking to someone whose first language isn't English, first of all, think about the privilege you have that's your first language and you can speak it fluently.
Yeah.
Because as this is a running thing on our podcast, but English is just held on this shiny pedestal that's filled with gems and gold. It's actually rotten. No, I'm kidding.
Should be in dirt. English is gross.
Dirt. You know what? No comment.
Bury it in the ground. And also, like, think about Canadians can relate. I guess Americans can relate because Spanish classes, but like, think about being in grade 9, taking a French class, and then imagine just going to France and living there.
Yeah.
You could not survive.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that.
Also, the next time you make fun of someone's accent and someone's English, think about the way you say bonjour.
Yeah. Or croissant.
Or hola.
Hola.
Hola. I know. Oh my god, I'm so good at Spanish. Hola.
Oh my god.
I can pronounce letters.
Yeah, and you learning like languages on TikTok doesn't count.
Oh my god. That's a thing.
Yes.
You know what? We'll get into that another day.
Yes, we will.
We've already gone to sad territory, so this is over.
Yeah, this is done. Bye, guys.
Hey!
I just hang up on you.
Give me a sec to do the outro, man.
Tiffany, this episode is actually going to be Tiffany doing the outro by herself. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.
Okay, I'm going to do it then. Fine by me. Anyway, thank you for tuning in today. As always, feel free to leave comments sharing your experiences, sharing times of frustration, times where you laughed until you cried like Rihanna. If you want, you can send a video. Cheer us up.
I'll send mine back if you want. Actually, I lied. I don't know if I have it.
I mean, you could probably get one today.
Yeah, I probably could.
You never know. And you can send us your funniest Facebook captions if you've ever had one.
Yeah.
And I feel like this wouldn't translate well, but I was gonna not finish my sentence. It would play into the joke, but I think people would just think I stopped talking.
If you want to find out more about us, check out the card link in our Instagram bio. It contains links to our streaming platforms such as Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and more. Follow us for more behind-the-scenes content, announcements, and other random things we decide to put on there.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye!
Bye.